Amy, Hillary Clinton talking about financial hardship and more than one house. Is it fair to say that this is a gaffe? It does invoke, although McCain had 7 or 8 houses, it does kind of invoke that, well, I have a lot of houses kind of thing.
Right. I've been writing about Hillary Clinton's paid speeches for almost a year, and a question that keeps coming up is, why do the Clintons need so much money? And people always say, well, it's expensive being a Clinton. You know, she has a personal staff she pays. They support some of their extended family and multiple houses. And so, but I think that when you live that rarefied lifestyle, it does open you up to criticism that you're out of touch with regular Americans. And
Ben, this new ABC News Washington Post poll shows what we all thought: Clinton has really no rival. And yet, 58% of those surveyed also want someone else to run.
Maybe they hit a lot of political reporters in that.
Explain the disconnect. They want her to be president. They prefer her, but
I think people like her, but it's just sort of unclear whether she is, intensely popular. Whether there's a group of people for whom. And I think this is really going to emerge as the central question of the campaign, of the primary, of the general, of the primary if there is one, and of the general. Is there going to be a group of people who are really devoted to her, who turn out for her? I mean, really, the question will be whether women in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s feel like she represents something new in the first woman candidate, or whether she's, just a throwback to another dynastic politician.
Amy, did you hear what Ben just said? The primary, if there is one. He said the primary, if there is one. There might not be a primary, just a coronation automatically. There was another thing that struck me in Brianna's piece from the ABC News Diane Sawyer interview, and that was Clinton's response about Benghazi, saying she's not look at blueprints, determine where blast walls are. Is that the answer that if you were advising her, you would say that's dynamite, that's the right answer on Benghazi?
Well, it seems like their whole approach to Benghazi right now, post-book, is to kind of treat it as a conspiracy theory, and that they're not really arguing the facts anymore. They're just kind of, making it look like Republicans are politicizing this attack, and sort of we take the high road. And so could that answer have been better? Maybe. But I think that the whole approach is to not really consider it a real thing. I mean, they're thinking of this as a conspiracy theory.
What's so interesting is both of these gaffes you mentioned are her saying things that are indisputably true. She is not an expert on blueprints. She left the White House broke because there were some legal issues associated with some marital problems. Which
is that right? I don't recall that.
We may remember that. But
no, they are factually true.
They're factually true.
It's a Mike Kinsey definition of a gaffe.
Absolutely.
When a politician accidentally tells the truth.
2008 Hillary Clinton would never have done that. She, emerged sort of with robotic program talking points from Mark Penn. And this Hillary Clinton is in fact seems a little closer to speaking the truth and saying relatively unscripted things. Those do not sound like kind of the poll-tested answers you got out of her in 2008. I don't know. I think it's kind of a different moment. It's interesting.
I've only read part of the book.